Hello YouTube. So I'm feeling a little bit sick today. I might talk a little bit slower than normal because it's sort of based around my voice, at least a little bit. Got a bit of a cough. I'm mostly over it, but still a little bit lingering. So anyway, so today I was going to talk about getting, I suppose, on my writing, and it's particularly killing off a main character. So because I don't want to spoil the book completely and make it not worth reading, I don't want to say too much about it, but suffice to say that I've sort of got to a stage where I have to kill a main character. And I mean, there's main characters and there's main characters. Like if it's a character that, let's say, you kill and you say they're a main character and they die after 5 pages or so, you don't really care. Let's say you introduce page 190, you kill them in page 195, well, who cares? Some of them you don't even bother giving names to. You don't even bother to describe them. They're just like, oh yeah, a bunch of people died there. We're not going to bother to say who they are. And I don't feel upset about writing about them. I mean, it's funny that, and say, oh, 20,000 people died here, but, well, without actually seeing them or talking to them. It doesn't upset you. And perhaps that's about real life too. I mean, sometimes when we look at news reports about different things, and sometimes we'll say, oh, well, 5,000 people died in some other country, and we don't care. And we're kind of trained not to care because we don't hear about them. We don't learn much about their country. We don't care. I mean, the other day, or today actually, I got, somebody shared with me this report of this woman in Iran who was a lawyer, and she was representing women who didn't want to wear a hijab in public. And I'm obviously I'm getting this third hand or second hand, so the information might be wrong, but basically what I've been told is that her crime, if you like, was to represent women who were prosecuted for the crime of not wearing a hijab in public. In other words, showing their face. So hijab covers most of their face, and I might have to not be completely familiar with all the terms, but I believe a hijab, you can still see their face, but not the hair, so it just sort of covers, it sort of shows a sort of circle, so you can see their eyes and their mouths and their nose, but you can't see the rest of them, and that's a hijab. And of course there's a smaller one which you just see the slits of their eyes, and there's even ones where you can't see anything, and can't even see that. So it's a crime in Iran not to wear a hijab for a woman, and she's in public, and I'm not sure of the penalty. I think it's 3 years jail or something like that, but anyway, whatever it is, this woman was found guilty of representing women. So not of any actual crime, but of representing them. And there's been no outcry about this because it's happened in Iran, and we don't care about what happens in Iran because that's not here. It's not just not here, it's not one of our friends. Australia's not friendly with Iran. I mean, if it was in USA, we'd be hugely angry, If it happened in New Zealand, we'd be furious. If it happened in Australia, oh my goodness. But it happens over there, so we don't care. And I guess that's sort of like when you're writing a book and you have however many people die and you haven't bothered to give them descriptions. You just don't care. But when I've written about ones, and I've had one that I've written a lot about, and I feel, they are kind of based on people I know, but I feel like I kind of very connected with her. I shouldn't have said it to her, but anyway, with them. And yeah, and I knew that they had to die. I mean, it would damage the book not to have them die. And it's kind of, it's not the number that die, it's your linkage with them. And this one, who I have great linkage with, I've been really upset writing about this. And I found myself, I was originally going to just say, oh, well, she dies. But the whole stuff before, the whole stuff during, and the whole stuff after. And I'm still really upset about the whole thing. try to explain it to myself, to my readers. I mean, I'm only doing a draft, but you know, it might be changed later. But so upsetting. And I mean, I have to do it. I mean, there's no getting around it. It doesn't make any sense for it to live. And yet, I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to be done like these. And you know, it's a draft. I might go over. I might decide, oh well, she's going to live. But I don't think I will. It's really upsetting for me. And different people who have had die in my books, I've got upset about in different amounts. I mean, I wrote a horror short story, I guess you call it, about 20,000 words, and I had people die, and I always knew they were going to die. I didn't really care. I mean, sure, I made it sound rather scary, and it probably was to random readers, but it didn't upset me writing it. But this does. This is someone I know, I love. I love this character. I'm attached to them. I've written other things about them on the side and all this sort of stuff. And it's like, then they're dying. It's not one of those deaths that they come back to life later on. No, they're dead. They're dead. I mean, I'll probably have, in later books, have people based on them who will essentially be reincarnations of them, perhaps, but they're actually dead, and that's proper full-on dead. I mean, I do have people, sometimes they seem to be dead, but they're not really, you know, and different things like that. But no, this is not one of those cases. It's not someone that I want to die. It's not someone that we're going, yeah, they're dead. No, and I do have that as well. This is someone that I don't want to die, but they have to. And to say it's upsetting, and then people, I don't even know how to explain that to people. How do I say to them, well, you know, I had to kill my main character. I hated doing it. I really hated doing it. And I was thinking, you know, and I hear people that say, oh, well, you know, you're just being mean to us readers, making us get upset. No, I'm not. It just sort of has to be done. It doesn't make sense for them not to die. It's like, you know, do I want to just dispense with logic and just sort of have things happen that just don't make any sense at all? I mean, you know, when you read a book or watch a movie or TV show or whatever you might be doing, you, or whatever medium, you suspend a little bit of disbelief and you accept certain things. And when that acceptance goes ahead with people living when they shouldn't be, or conversely dying when they shouldn't be dying, I find that's when you get more upset. I do, at least. I'm like, why did they not die? Or like when you get in a horror movie and it's the other way around, and some people just do really stupid things and just die from stupidity, and it's like, well, that's just not making sense. They've been smart the whole way through, and then suddenly, oh no, they trip over slightly and then just stay tripped over and let themselves be killed. I mean, I do know from personal experience that you can get shocked into staying still, but it's still like, you know, you also get, when your life is in danger, you get adrenaline move through you and force you to move in when you don't want to. And it's sort of like they're competing emotions. There's the shock, and then there's the adrenaline. And they're in some ways similar. And so perhaps it does make a little bit of sense that people would just fall over and just stay there, waiting to be killed. Or that they would do really dumb things. Well, we do dumb things all the time. But, you know, at the same time, to have someone go up against impossible odds where it looks like they're going to die and not die, well, that doesn't make sense. Of course they're going to die. They should die. I don't want to have them live unless there's some reason for it. You know, there are cases where people defeat impossible odds, but it's obviously unusual, and there's a special reason usually for it, more than just dumb luck. And yeah, look, it can be funny doing these silly things that just don't make any sense, but as you do them, they kind of make sense later. But anyway, so that's the situation now, and I don't know how to explain it to people. I don't want to spoil it to people. I don't want to say, oh well, you know, this is what happened. Perhaps they might want to read it, and perhaps they might want to say, hey, perhaps you should just not kill them. And then I'll say, well, I have to kill them. And, you know, it's sort of a bit silly. I mean, I've had lots of people die in them, and some people that I call main characters. But perhaps this one's the most upsetting. And for me, it's just, you know, it's just, there's no valour in it, there's no honour, there's no greatness in it. It's just something that has to happen. And yeah, I don't like it. I wish I could do it some other way, but I can't. And well, maybe I could redo it all, but I think it would weaken the plot. So it's sort of it's something I knew several months ago that I was going to have to do, and I worked it out and I went, oh damn it, they're going to have to die. I don't want them to die, but they're going to have to. And I worked out who was going to die and why, and then I've gone to writing it. Only my first draft now, and it's just, ugh. I wish I wasn't doing it. So, you know, that's the situation, and yeah. So that's what I wanted to talk about, and I guess, you know, it is a bit like when we see on the news and we hear a heartfelt story about one person, and perhaps even not much has happened to them, but it's heartfelt. I don't know. Sometimes it's even something as simple as someone having a car accident and breaking their leg. It seems very minor when you compare it to 5,000 people dying when a stadium falls apart in some other country. But we can focus on that, and we care about that, and because we feel like we know them, because we get access to all of them. They're near us. They might live across the road. They might live down the street. It could have been me. People in Iran that couldn't have been me. I don't live in Iran. And so we don't care. And perhaps that's the difference. Perhaps that's the difference between me caring about my character that I killed and me not caring about someone that I only mentioned for 5 pages. Perhaps that's a fair reflection on life. And even though they need to die, even though it's a fair enough death, I still find myself really upset as I'm writing. Even though I know it's not going to be all bad and it's going to be worth it later on, I just been really hard pushing through that. Yeah, so that's it for me. Bye bye.